गाते हो यार. Acha, so you can hear me very well, and now you know that I'm a musician also. Okay, so it will be less painful to put up with this session, and then we can all have tea after this. Now we had wonderful speakers just before me, but I have to say, जब मैं आ रहा था वहाँ से, I just came in and people were doing something like this. And looking at you, my lunch got digested. Okay, and then people were clapping and all kinds of things were happening, and I said, this doesn't feel like a school session. Okay, so everybody's asked you to clap, so I'm also going to ask you to clap, but in a very different way. Children, all the children, this is for you only if you recognize this song. Okay, if you're going to howl, you need to howl properly together. Okay? Are you ready? I'll come back to that. Very good. I know you're paying attention. Okay. So, since most of you were WhatsApping during my introduction, I'm going to introduce myself again. क्योंकि आज ना, you all remember that old song, मेरी प्यारी बलम. You know what you all sing it to today? Not to our spouse. मेरी प्यारी बलम, to our phones. We are living very phony life. Or, you know, first thing most of the grown-ups do in the morning, as soon as we get out of bed, before we even got out of bed, we are certainly not talking to our spouse, significant other, definitely not to our children, but WhatsApp. Okay, we need to come back to certain realities. I will allow the children to say, I think one more song is needed. There are many teachers here. I'm also a teacher, right? One of the things that Gurmeet ma'am said is I'm a college teacher. I can tell you this. There are many times we're wondering why when we teach you, you don't retain things as well as you're retaining these songs. Okay? बहुत परेशानी होती है for all of us. Okay, so I know some people here I have met in previous conferences. Don't give the game away. So I will also start with my very favorite clap that I like everybody to do, especially for the principals who are sitting on your WhatsApp right now. This is going as a special dedication to you. So please start by rubbing your hands together. WhatsApp people, especially for you. Okay? Yeah, finish sending, then do this. बहुत ज़रूरी है. Send करके उसके बाद. Okay. Hands apart. Okay. I'm going to count to 3. On 3, one clap only. समझा sir? Okay. 1. Last night you were in my room. Okay. 1, 2. I said on 3 you have to clap. You have not listened to the instruction because you are WhatsApping. Okay. That's what happens in WhatsApp Zamana, right? We end up answering the wrong question paper. Okay. Rub your hands again. We have to get this right. Hands apart. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. On 3, you clap. Okay. 1, 2. मैंने बोला नहीं. क्या टीम बोला क्या? See what is happening? All full day of listening to skills, life skills that we have to essential. Okay. Actually, creativity, collaboration, preparing for 21st century skills. CBSE has commissioned this survey, and through this we have learned that 73% of all teachers are depressed. I tell you why we are all depressed. I'll tell you why we are depressed, because we are not listening. We are not listening because most of the time, you know how, by the way, please don't reveal this, that I ever said this, okay? Luckily for all of you, I am from Chennai and all of you are from Madhya Pradesh. बहुत दूरी पड़ती है. Okay, let me tell you this. There is a CBSE principal, very famous one in Chennai, of a very famous school. Okay, all the people here from CBSE will know who I am talking about immediately. Okay. This principal has 3 cell phones, not just one. I feel that he is WhatsApping himself. Kyunki
WhatsApping himself.
For a minute he looks at this phone, then this phone, then this phone, then goes back to this phone. ऐसे ही कर रहा है. क्या करे? So you know, usually when I go for a meeting with him, I sit across the table and I say, "Sir, I am here," on WhatsApp. Do you know what happens? He replies on WhatsApp saying, "I know." छोड़ दो एक तरफ, दूसरी तरफ ये बहुत रियलिटी हो रही है अभी. ओके, इतनी डिवाइस डिपेंडेंट हो गए हम. एंड देयर आर पीपल, यू नो, so I am a संगीत कलाकार, right? I am a संगीत नाटक अकेडमी recipient. I am a great musician. नहीं मैं खुद बोल रहा हूँ क्योंकि मैं आजकल के ज़माने में, मैं इंस्टाग्राम के ज़माने में खुद को बोलना पड़ता है. Hey guys, look at me, I won this prize. Hashtag aww. है ना? लेकिन इंस्टाग्राम और फेसबुक के लैंग्वेज में ऐसे नहीं बोलते थे, जिससे I am so humbled. I am humbled and शर्मिंदा हो रही to say that I am the best teacher. This would not have happened if all the other teachers I somehow successfully killed. ऐसा मत बोलिए कि I only came number one. I am humbled by the grace of my gurus, my parents, all my teachers and all my colleagues. All the colleagues are sitting that says, देखते हैं, right? Hashtag love, hashtag blessings, hashtag all. आजकल के ज़माने में ये होती है. You are not my friend if you are not my friend on Facebook. You are definitely not my friend if you have not followed me on Insta. For all the बच्चे लोग, I have got blue tick on Insta. क्योंकि look at this, no? With my taklu, with my blue beard. Even I have to get blue tick in order for my college students to respect me. That is the zamana we are in. Because my college students, first day, they will all be sitting very bored and on WhatsApp. Second day, they'll say, "Sir, you've got a blue tick, you're so cool." Easily. Okay. So I'm going to ask you all a question. I made you do this. For those of you from Delhi and from Emerald, you've all heard this before. Don't give the answer away. Hi. See, all my friends are here. You know this song? Are you congratulating yourself for knowing this song? पता है ना? It's one of my favorite songs. Every year, once everybody sings it to me. It's true. It's true. Okay, let me ask some quick quiz questions, okay? So if I'm asking a quick quiz question, I'm going to wear my coolers because it'll be cool questions. Okay, now let me ask. tell me one thing? Who's the actress in this song? Very good. So let me ask a more difficult question then. This is for all these very old people sitting here. मैं भी हूँ, आपके साथ ही हूँ. Okay, let me ask all these people who are very young at heart. This number one is all the women are singing so beautifully. All the men are looking at the women going. So the women are going, Zindagi hai safar, and just for that last word, the men are saying, hai suhana. Gham dikh raha hai, gham. Okay. By the way, I'm saying this as a man. Usually, when my wife always gets everything right, I am just needed to say, whatever she said, that is correct. That is exactly what is happening here. So, okay, which movie is this from? Andaz. Okay, and beautiful, excellent. You are all very, very well up. मैं आपको CBSE से certification दिलवाऊंगा. Because history, sociology as well as ethnography studies as per group 9 and NCF volume 1 you have covered. Okay. But let me ask you a question. Happy birthday bajaya na maine? Who wrote that? I'll give you 3 clues. Okay. First clue, not me. Second clue, nobody in this room. Third clue, not Modi ji also. Now tell, who wrote Happy Birthday?
Happy wrote it.
Happy? Happy wrote Happy Birthday. No. One person. That is also wrong, actually. A child, no. Close though. You're close. Ma'am, you're warm. You remember hot cold game? Hot cold game, you're warm. Okay? Sorry? Can you all give her a round of applause? Either she got it right. Ma'am, what's your name?
Google में देखा होगा.
Okay, Mukherjee. Did you say? Mukherjee, ma'am, I think you Googled very well. By the way, people don't take me seriously. Okay? Take what I say seriously. But thank you, ma'am. That's a very good answer. I'm going to give you a special prize. Which school are you from? Okay. Okay. So again, but you're partially right. So Happy Birthday was written by 2 teachers. Okay. The 2 teachers were Patty and Betty Hill. Patty Smith Hill and Betty Smith Hill. In the last part of the 18th century in Pennsylvania, where these 2 teachers who were teachers of multiple subjects. They would teach math, science, all of that. But they're also always experimenting with music in the classroom, right? And you can see the effect that music has in the classroom, even if the classroom is this size, right? And they came up with Good morning to you, good morning to you, actually I prepared to say good morning, but because the sessions ran over time, now I will sing good evening, now won't you sit down, and see, this was a group of 200 boys in that classroom, okay, so all the principals and the teachers here know, if there are 200 boys in the classroom, they will be very nishabd and well behaved, no? Even in 1790, they were making as much noise as they make today. So the next part of the song goes, you're all naughty boys, you're making so much noise. If you can sit down now, then we can rejoice, or something like that, okay? And that song is the most viral song in the world, long before Ed Sheeran, okay? Or Imagine Dragons and Bones and Keseria, and all this became viral. Or what is that other song on Instagram you're all doing this? Something, all of that. Or what is that other very, very positive song where it keeps going, no, 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 no. What is that song? How positive, no? 17 times that voice says no. So before all these songs became viral, The most viral song in the world, in the universe, is not written by musicians, children. It is written by teachers. So please give a round of applause to your teachers. Because I want you teachers to know one thing. Because a principal is a teacher and always a teacher. Okay? I'm a teacher. I'm also telling you this. Okay? You have the noblest and most admirable job in the world. Even on the days when the number of circulars coming, the number of memos coming, the number of conferences you have to attend, and then just at that time IT sir is coming and saying computer ka barbad ho gaya, and then parent comes into that is also very, very important days when parents start coming admissions ke time. Despite all that, right, you have been entrusted with this responsibility of bringing in the 21st century to the children, right? You have the noblest job in the world, and therefore you are the most viral people in the universe, okay? In a good way, not bad virus, good virus, okay? So I'm going to start with this. I ask this question all the time. I'm in college. I teach in college. Padike to my hairstyle ऐसा बन गया. हाँ? படிச்சு முடியெல்லாம் போச்சு முடியவே இல்லை. I'm talking in Tamil. National integration हो रहा है यहाँ पे. National integration. I will tell you this. One of the questions, that beautiful time that we all experienced just now, it's called the pandemic. Remember, at least for me, I would only be dressed from this part up. Here it used to be pajamas. I will sit in front of the Zoom class. And I was always amused with the Zoom class because I knew after keeping the video and audio off, it was the parents and the grandparents who were attending the classroom, even in college. Because suddenly I will hear, I have said something, and I teach, one of the courses I teach is microeconomics. And I would have said something, and at the end of it, I will be hearing a voice say, excuse me sir, can you repeat this theory again? Because it is conflicting with what I studied in 1984. I have a senior student in my class and I did not know about it. You all remember this wonderful time, pandemic, when we all had to do this. And at that time, all of these companies were coming in and saying, that is it, the future of education is going to be online. There's going to be no offline. We've got to teach online only, etc., etc. And we all knew that that's not going to last, right? And it was important at that time for us to examine, why do we still need to go to school? This was one of the questions that were asked. Why do we still need to go to school? So I'm going to do this in a very interesting way. Okay? I'm going to ask the children first. Okay? You can shout out one by one. Okay? Give me one word to tell me why you go to school. Study? Really? Okay. Huh? Okay. Can somebody stand up? And then I will point to that person and you just shout one word, okay? Only children. If you're not a child, physically don't answer. I'll just qualify it. Corporate. Okay, fine. Toilets. This is the most unusual answer I've ever heard. If you all keep quiet, I can hear. Okay, knowledge. By the way, I was not making a political statement by thinking that knowledge meant toilets. Okay, please. Yes, child. Sleep. That is one of the most honest answers I heard that child. Okay, tell me. Games. Okay, so this is children. Now let me ask the principals. Why do children still need to go to school? If you are not an adult above the age of 18, do not answer. Okay? Principles. Civilized.
All-round development.
Connections. Learn. Pondicherry, madam.
Learn leadership.
Cheering. Okay? Okay, I don't know what you've all been doing from 9:30, but I'm not hearing any of the answers that you're supposed to be saying. Okay. That is very true, sir. Okay, so many such answers, okay. So I did a small exercise, okay. Ma'am announced that I work with more than 7 lakh children, right? That's the size that we work with. I'll just take a clicker for a second. I promise you, I do not like PowerPoint because PowerPoint lacks power and never makes a point. सही बोल रहा हूँ. And a whole day of watching slides, no, we've all become like that mummy in Imhotep. You've seen that, no? Oh, that. I think one more slide presentation, all of you will start saying, 21st century skills, life skills training, peer-to-peer knowledge mentoring. Where is my child? Okay, all right. So I asked a bunch of students from Madurai, okay, and they wrote it in Tamil, but then we translated some of these things on why they want to go to school, and here is what the children had to say, right? This survey, by the way, we did with about 13,000 children. But we did a factor analysis, and this is mostly from Madurai. So learn, right? Interact, socialize, create, co-create, okay? Invent, ideate, interpret, where I'm learning, somebody said that here, I'm learning to interpret. Make friends, obvious one, okay? Collaborate, play, run. Run, why? Because most children today don't have space in their homes, okay? Build, bring forth. By the way, okay, I'll come back to this. Bring forth, laugh. By the way, I want to focus a little bit on that. So my PhD is from Columbia University. I have to say that properly. My PhD is from Columbia University, where no, please don't clap for that. Yeah. If you were my thesis advisor, you will definitely not be clapping for me. I'll tell you something. When my thesis advisor started by being my advisor, he had normal hair. By the end of it, I converted him into a Susan. He will not be clapping. I will tell you this. But when you say Columbia University, and that too today in front of high school principals, I should say it like this. So my PhD was in cognitive neuroscience, where I studied the interrelationship between the brain and human behavior. I have to speak like that. I'm from Columbia. But Columbia University, one of the things, okay, I love it, okay. See, I'm from Chennai. I'm so happy I have a Tamilian friend right in the front row is laughing so much. Because हम सब ना हिंदी एक तरफ में बोलते हैं. So one thing that in Chennai, when I went to do my masters, I did my masters from USC, University of Southern California, and everybody in Chennai knows UCLA, University of California in Los Angeles. So I'll never forget this, but there were two aunties who looked at me at that time and they said, I said, I'm going to Los Angeles to do my master's. They said, oh, Yukla. I said, not Yukla. Then Uskla. I love how we as Indians convert everything, like India to Bharat, like that. Anyway. After all, hum aapke hain kaun? So, anyway, coming back to this, but on a serious note, mental health, I think it's being discussed a lot today, right? One of the surveys that we did as a co-survey to this is with 3,300 government school children, 8th and 9th graders, and we were finding again the number of statements that pointed to suicide, right, are on the increase. We did a further survey as a group discussion. We found that in a group of 20 children that were part of this group discussion, 6 children reported that they were not allowed to laugh at home. I will allow you to process this. Right? They were not allowed to laugh at home. Matlab, laughter is made equal to playing pranks, being naughty, go study, etc., etc. So laugh came out as a very important word in this, okay? Level. Very big problem in our society. उसको देखो अमीर लड़का है, उसको देखो ये कर रहा है, उसको देखो वो कर रहा है, उसकी गाड़ी का साइज देखो, right? Pencil box का साइज देखो, right? Leveling is a very big problem. By the way, you all know this. Children don't do what you tell them to do, children do what you do. So when a child sees a parent lying, and we all lie all the time. You know what kind of lie? It's during pandemic, no? You remember during pandemic we all used to call up our bosses and say, I'm coming down with a cough and a fever. I just want to be careful. But you're only doing online class, no, sir. But you don't know yet. I don't want to teach class today in case my virus spreads through the internet. So, equalize, include, fight, the right to fight. By the way, children, everybody upstairs, how many of you have older brothers or sisters? How many of you have younger brothers and sisters? How many of you will agree that having brothers and sisters, younger or older, is very, very irritating? Look at all the hands at all. Shall I tell you why? I'll tell you why. Because these brothers and sisters, they take our things without our permission. I am as old as I am. I have 2 older brothers. They still take my things without my permission. Okay. Anyway, fight, win, lose. But my favorite word in all this is the last one. For good reasons, not naughty reasons. Okay. Imagine teachers today, you have 13,000 children of India saying that they're coming to school because they want to feel loved. Okay. Look at the responsibility you're facing. Okay. Okay. Again, don't think naughty things. These are important numbers. Oh my God, I'm standing in front of so many principals and saying horrible things. Right? I think I'm going to be punished. -5.
क्या करेगा?
Children, this is not a song that you were even born during. In fact, most of these people here are also not born during the song, but somehow they know it. So I'm going to do something fun for you. I'm going to combine this with a song that you all like very much. Okay? So when I play your song, you clap. When I, as in keep rhythm. When I play their song, they will keep rhythm. Let's see whether you actually can collaborate with one another, because that is the most important thing that needs to happen is this upar and niche have to collaborate. Okay? सबसे ऊपर तो वो ही है ना? Ready? What song was that? You know everything, yeah. Okay, challenge. You know this also? Okay. All this was because at least 17 WhatsApp were going on here. That is why I thought I'll play music. I have to keep doing this, no, from time to time. As I'm saying this, there's one principal saying on WhatsApp, I need to keep doing this time to time and WhatsApping it to themselves. Not that one in Chennai. Okay. Oh dear, should I stop? That is not my problem, no? That's all. Okay, then I have to get to the point. Okay, 6996, 6996, I'll tell you what it is. Okay? 69 is the total number of new career and job profiles that are going to exist in the year 2030, which are not even in existence in the world as yet. Okay? 69 job profiles are going to exist in just 7 years' time that these kids are going to be exposed to that we haven't even thought of yet. Right? 96 million is the number of new teachers that are going to be required in the world in the year 2030, which means don't worry, ChatGPT is not going to replace you. Okay? Only what it means is that we need to upskill ourselves, we need to upgrade ourselves. That's what it means. The third 69 is the number of education technology companies providing 21st century learning opportunities, improving the lives of every child, which got created in the last 6 months, and 96 is the number of education technology companies in the last 6 months which shut down. What does it all mean? It means that your job is very, very secure, so don't worry. Okay? I'll jump to, because ma'am said, okay, this was just to prove that I have a PhD. So ma'am said that we do project-based learning, and one of the things we did is we asked children to imagine how their classroom should look like. When you're building critical skills, life skills, what should your classroom look like? And I'm just presenting the more succinct ones in this. A total of 79,000 students participated in this particular project. It was given by Stanford's School of Design Thinking, and they did it through us. Children came up with the idea that classroom should be circular because then we'll all be equal and then we are level. Okay? Children came up with the idea that the classroom podium be used as a quasi demonstration space, project space, but also as a performance space. You know why? Very interestingly, this was not inspired by me playing, I can promise you this. The reason they said is, we want to perform for our friends, not for everybody. Right? We get very, very put off with school day when all these parents are coming in front and taking photos. We don't even want to perform there. Just allow us in every class for 5 minutes. We'll just play for our friends, and that will bring up much more happiness inside the classroom. Simple ideas that children were coming up with. There were, of course, children who said that all seating should be collaborative. Right? If you want to encourage life skills and critical thinking, let us work with one another. The teacher's role is minimized if you notice, and it's at the back of the classroom. By the way, this was all done by children. This particular thing was done by 4 8th standard girls from a Ghaziabad school. Okay? No help from us, definitely no help from parents. Right? Put a sick bed inside the classroom itself. Then I don't have to miss class. Right? Simple ideas, but children are thinking about it. Map of the world, so that every time I learn something about science or maths or English or anything that represents that part of the world, I will stick it up as a post-it. Simple things like this. How children are thinking through skills, collaboratively, creatively, and critically. Okay? Very important photograph. Okay? A couple in bed, mother and child, newly married. As you can all see, so those of you who have learned Kathak or Bharatanatyam, you've all learned mudras and all that. This is the new mudra. Okay? This is the worldwide pandemic. I'm going to skip to, this is the slide I'm going to leave you with. Everything that we are deliberating today in terms of skills, in terms of building up for the 21st century, in terms of creativity, collaboration and coming together, if it is not going to affect this child, then I humbly and honestly believe we are wasting our time. Okay? This is the reason I played. The Tesla. Okay, Tesla has come up with this idea of having electric vehicles, right? And with electric vehicles, people don't realize that the energy source for the electric vehicles is still not very renewable. Okay? Your cell phones, the ones that we are so dependent on, the batteries for these cell phones are mined in the cobalt mines of Congo and deep Central Africa by these children. I want you to think about these things. Right? If all these deliberations, ma'am, as per circular memo, PD 19 September that we got, where we are looking at improvements in projects and things like that, if it is not going to affect this child, what are we doing? I'm leaving you with some learning because I'm a professor. We are talking about creativity. Everything is creativity in India today. Okay? Jugaad is also creativity in India. Right? To be a lady in 21st century India, you are already among the most creative people in the planet. Why? Because the lady is still responsible. By the way, 2,500 years ago in Calvert, English Calvert, okay? Calvert, okay? These stone inscriptions in temples, in one temple in South India, they have this thing in which is a very humorous thing that somebody said 2,500 years ago. If the lady of the house is missing from the house will crumble. If the men of the house are missing from the household actually functions better. 2500 years, nothing has changed. Okay? So, as I said, you need creativity on an everyday basis, right? Creativity is not, we all assume that creativity means you will have art class, music class. You can, by the way, have very uncreative art classes and very unmusical music classes also. Right? I will never forget walking into 44 degrees centigrade in Tirupattur in Chennai, in Tamil Nadu, going into a room where the children were being taught to sing, "Let there be a white Christmas and the air is filled with snow." In 44 degrees centigrade in Tamil Nadu, we are sweating buckets and where is the snow? That was what is happening in the classroom. Right? You can be very uncreative. Oh, we are very creative in school, sir. We have sitar class, keyboard class, drum class, tabla class. We even have Reiki. That's not creativity. You can be a creative scientist. You need to be a creative doctor. You need to be, so, which is why we classified this. Artistic creativity is that part of creativity which comes through the arts. Doesn't mean you become a painter or a musician, but your sensory aesthetic, how you study patterns, how you put things together, those kinds of things. Okay, people are getting worried about bus schedule. I will keep bus karo. Okay, collaborative creativity, which is working as a group. Cognitive creativity, how do I use creativity for decision making? Right? How do I give you problem sets and make you through project-based learning? How do I make you look at problem solving? And the last part is design and innovation, which you know enough about. I'm going to keep quiet. These words again. Okay? I'm going to play something and then I'm going to stop. Good meet, man, is that fine? More music? Yeah. Okay. So ma'am has made a request for a very, very, very technically complicated song. Very technically complicated song. I'm so glad you all know the words. Well done. Twinkle, twinkle, little stars, indoor is a superstar. All the principals gathering still are not able to sing. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, indoor is a superstar. All the children sing so well, even after we rung the bell. Twinkle, twinkle. See, I can make up songs like this on the spot. Right? You tell me to, I can. Okay, I'll give you a story about it very quickly, okay? Because bus is leaving, so I have to do this very quickly. Bus karo, yaar, bus karo. Okay, listen. All of you sit up. Sit up. By the way, I said sit up and all the principals are sitting up. The children are still doing it. By the way, younger sister, older sister, younger brother, older brother gang, no? Today you go and tell those brothers and sisters, do you know who composed Happy Birthday? I know. First you know who it is, then you come and touch my things, you can go and tell them. Okay, listen. Twinkle Twinkle Little Star was composed by this wonderful little 12-year-old boy whose name was Mozart. What was his name? Not Pizza Mozart, Mozart. Okay, very good. Now, Mozart was 12 years old, they blindfolded him, put him into a room and they said, you've got to come up with something that can be considered a masterpiece. And so he came up with Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. You can all say, just a nursery rhyme, but it's not just a nursery rhyme, okay? Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, he not only composed the main tune, but he composed 32 variations on the tune in 47 minutes blindfolded. What does that mean?
Blindfolded, invite one child or anyone here. I'm taking that liberty. Srinivas is a friend. Quickly, one child come here, blindfold him, and he play music to that. You can give him a chair, please.
I don't need a chair. I can still play live. Okay, come, fast. Fire on the mountain, run. Fire on the mountain, run. You have to run like that. Whoever wins this race will come and do this. Okay. Okay.
And Srinivas
the only reason I'm going to say this with Gurmeet Ma'am's permission for 30 seconds and finish, and then I'll play blindfolded is, remember this, teachers. Just 3 summary points I wanted to make for you today. The first point is that the future is not 10 years away, 15 years away, it's already here. You are the most privileged and you are going to be the most important people taking those children into the 21st century. Number 1. Number 2, creativity, and I've given you a model for it. We can talk more after the session on how that model gets manifested, but project-based learning, immersive learning, experiential learning, all of this is going to be how we have to teach. Our facilitation changes. I told you 69 job profiles don't even exist. But the last and most important point, remember that last child in your classroom, the one with the least amount of resources. That is the only reason we are here today, okay? On that note, can we just rub and clap one last time for me? Remember what I told you, okay? Hands apart. 1. कुछ भी यार. 2. 3. Remember that a group that claps together stays together, and a group that stays together will change the world. Okay, come. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate why this is one of the courses I do in college. It's called Music and Data Science. Twinkle Twinkle is the most fungible, it's the most adaptable data pattern in existence. Mozart is a genius. You can combine it and play it with any song in the world, okay? So as he blindfolds me, I'll combine it and play it and I'll show you, okay? Ready to blindfold me? No. Don't make it very tight because I don't want to.
ये कितना दूर है दिल्ली कॉलेज से दिल्ली कॉलेज
So this is the first song. Okay, so let's do. Okay, so that's it. I'm done. Alright, remember everything that I've said, at least for the next 10 minutes. And हम जरूर होंगे कामयाब प्रतिदिन. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
On behalf of Sahodaya Indoor Chapter.